Well, let's cross back now to our top story. Further clashes and heavy gunfire marking another day of upheaval in Egypt. RT's Paula Sleer is live in the capital, Cairo, for us. Paula, what's happening on the streets of the capital right now?
Well, Alice, as I'm speaking to you, the Vice President, Omar Suleiman, is holding a press conference that is being broadcast live on Egyptian state television. We've just heard him say that these clashes are the result of conspiracy groups at play. He also has said that earlier he met with various youngsters, with some of the organizers of these demonstrations, that they have asked him for 1 or 2 days until they hold another meeting, and he agreed to that. He also says that around August, September this year, the new candidates will be publicized in terms of who will stand for the next elections. He's also outlined a roadmap for reforms, and he also says that the parliament has suspended all its work until an investigation is carried out into this violence. Now, we heard something similar earlier from the Prime Minister. He apologized for the violence. He said that a probe would be conducted to bring those who were responsible to book. But speaking to many Egyptians, many fear that an independent investigation is impossible in this country because largely it does not have the mechanisms to conduct one, and it hasn't conducted one in the past. A short time ago, the Russian President Dmitry Medvedev spoke with Hosni Mubarak by telephone. He said that he hopes that the protests will end soon. He also called for the situation to calm down. I can tell you, though, that in the last few hours, there has been an increase in tension, particularly targeting journalists and targeting foreign people in this country. Where I'm broadcasting to you from, the doors have all been closed, the signage has all been taken off. We've been told to remain indoors unless it's essential for us to go outside. And as a result, I was unable to go out and meet our guest, Mr. Ibrahim Kamil. Thank you very much for coming into the studio. You have said that the mainstream media is missing the mainstream point of view. What is this point of view?
Let me say, including yours, if I may just comment on what you have just said. Of course, Cairo is passing through a period of curfew, starting 5 o'clock in the afternoon. And therefore, movement in the street is supposedly forbidden 100%. I have come yet from my home to this studio, and this is in violation of the curfew. However, let me say the following. The situation in Egypt is not pleasant. We have demonstrations in Tahrir Square. But I would like just to communicate a message to the whole world that the minority demonstrating in Tahrir Square do not represent all Egypt or all the Egyptians.
So what is that? So what is that mainstream point of view?
The mainstream point of view, they are for a change, but they are for orderly change. They are for President Mubarak to complete his term of presidency, which ends in September of this year, October of this year. All I can say is that President Mubarak has been forthcoming in accepting certain changes or the proposal for certain changes in the Egyptian constitution. He has already appointed a vice president, which is very well known for his integrity and for his capabilities as well.
Do you think, just to move ahead, do you think that there are other factors at play here? Do you think there is political interference from abroad?
Absolutely. Things are not normal. There is almost a concert going on, being played part by the foreign media and part by the foreign governments.
Which foreign governments?
No. Just to be very specific, I was very disappointed that the President of the United States would call on us to move immediately and instantly to make changes as if we are the 51st state of the United States. We are not, and we will not be.
Do you think that the United States is meddling in internal Egyptian affairs?
Well, when the dust settles, I think we have to study a lot of files, and I think we have to settle a lot of accounts.
Do you think that other regimes in the area that are supported by the United States are watching what's happening here carefully, and they are afraid that the United States might send them a double message in the same way that it seems to be sending Egyptians a double message? One minute it supports Mubarak, the next minute it seemingly doesn't.
Well, I tell you what other governments and what other countries are thinking, I cannot judge, but I can judge only about Egypt, that Egypt is safe, that Egypt, represented by the majority of Egyptians, are going to be able to deal effectively with the difficult situation that we have at the moment. I think yesterday, to be specific, I was leading a demonstration attended by hundreds of thousands of Egyptians. It was peaceful. It was giving a simple message. Yes, for orderly change. Yes, for the changes that have been proposed by our president. But yes, for a stable Egypt. And yes, for a better future for all Egyptians.
What about Europe's role in everything that's happening at the moment?
I hate to say that they are following the footsteps of the United States, and I am very, very thankful for the statement that was made by Mr. Lavrov, your foreign minister. I don't know what President Medvedev has said to our president, but I am sure that Russia, as a country, understands Egypt very well, and they will not fall in the trap of trying to sell Egypt short.
What about extremism? Are there concerns that there are extremist elements at play, organizing or perhaps behind the scenes in these demonstrations?
Absolutely. And this is why I believe that the foreign media, when they report on the incidents at Tahrir Square, they are missing the point completely. They are not understanding what Egypt is going through.
So once again, what is that point?
Extremist elements in Egypt are going to try to jump on any opportunity in order to disrupt the internal situation in Egypt. And thank God that Egyptians are very strong. When there was a question of security in the streets of Egypt, I'm sure you have noticed that Egyptians are out in the streets at night in order to safeguard, in order to create safety and security for their homes and for their establishments. Egypt is a country of 7,000 years of recorded history. Egypt is not a banana republic, and Egypt is going to survive these difficulties, and we will come out of it much stronger than many of our, let's say, I can't say enemies, but many of our so-called friends would think.